Welcome to Audius's Behind the Beats, Episode 1. In each episode, we'll be talking to musicians and DJs from all walks of life about their experiences in the music industry. From up-and-coming artists to established industry veterans, we'll be exploring the diverse and fascinating stories of the people behind the music. On today's episode, we're joined by Capshun, a music producer and DJ who has made waves in the music scene with millions of streams on Spotify, kick-ass DJ shows, and releases on dope record labels such as Deadbeats, Lowly, Quality Goods, and many more. We'll be talking about Capshun's background and journey in the music industry, as well as insights into his favorite collabs, features, record label releases, shows, and what's coming up next for the artist. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired by the sounds of Behind the Beats. Let's go. What is up, Capshun? How are you?
Good. What's good? How you doing, Sam?
I'm so good. Thank you for joining Audius's Behind the Beats podcast. You're our first guest.
Yeah, happy to be here. It's been a long time coming. I appreciate y'all having me on for this.
Totally. Well, such an honor to have you. So thank you. And so in this first section of the podcast, we would love to discover more about your background, how you got into music, and the big why behind your creations. So firstly, Capshun, how did you get into music?
I started producing when it was like 2011. I started in a rap group 2011. It was a bunch of me and my friends. And I kind of found out that I wasn't like super great at rapping. So we needed a producer. I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. Of course, I like music. I enjoyed it. So gave it my first whirl. I started on this DAW. It was like an online DAW called Audio Tool. Um, there was like a couple other websites, but it was just this website, and I used to make beats on there, just grab loops and stuff like that. And it was pretty bad, but that's really how I started. Yeah.
Wow, like that's so inspiring, like from rapping to producing, and you really cover the spectrum, like super multi-talented. So I'm curious, who are your musical inspirations?
So my inspiration always changes. I feel like right now, I'm really listening to a lot of like newer people, kids that are coming on the scene right now, like Nico and Wink, some homies like Misfit, stuff like that. They're really, really dope. But as far as like when I first started getting into music, um, my like first inspirations were cats like Mr. Carmack, Where's Alex, and some of Dallas homies like Where's Alex actually is from Dallas. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, those are really good inspirations. I love those artists, and so that's really inspiring that you draw from inspirations, but you've got your own like really cool vibe and unique sound. So like you're a producer as well, right? And so what software do you produce with? You mentioned audio tools lately, but what do you currently produce on? And are you self-taught as a music producer?
Like I said, I started on. Sorry, I don't ever touch that anymore. So I'm in FL right now. I love FL Studio, FL Gang. It's my baby. I also know how to use Ableton for the most part, but FL is my joint. And yeah, I would say I'm self-taught. Like YouTube University. Shout out YouTube. And then like I feel like I learned a lot just over time from friends online. Just being in Discord chats or something like that, watching them produce and being like, yo, like what the hell did you just do on that, on that synth or whatever, and then apply it to my own music.
Yeah, totally. And so like with music production, like you're self-taught, but how many years like have you been like doing this?
So yeah, I was saying earlier, I started in 2011. I wouldn't really say that was all that serious back then. It was really just for fun. It was until probably like 2015, 2016 when I first got FL Studio. That's when I started taking it really seriously, and I started the Caption project in late 2016. So yeah, probably like was that 7 years seriously, 11 years total.
Yeah, for sure. And so like they always say like put in those 10,000 hours, right, of work for music production. So I'm like it's really inspiring to see like you've really like put in the work, right? And it shines through in your stellar production. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that for real.
And look, we love you here at Audius, and so you upload your music, thank you, onto our platform, and you use tags like electronic, alternative, trap, and I read a few interviews, and looking back, they said like future beats, but you've really covered the spectrum like trap and bass, and you overall crushing it in the bass genre, including drum and bass. So like, I mean, I'll leave it to you. How would you define your music if you were to give it an overall vibe? Like if you were to explain to someone that hasn't heard your music, what it sounds and feels like?
Yeah, it's a super, super good question. I appreciate you recognizing, like, that I'm kind of doing all of the spectrum. I loved a lot of different types of music, so doing all the genres is it just comes natural to me. So, but explaining my music, it's a really interesting question because I try not to like put myself in a box when I'm defining myself and like the stuff that I do. Um, I remember back in the day whenever I was making like future beats and stuff like that, somebody said online, they were like, "Yo, this your stuff is like lo-fi lo-fi beats to mosh to or something like that." Or I was like, "Yo, that's a cool way to define it." But now I see myself as like you know when I create, it's really me like putting out whatever I am going through and I am experiencing in the moment. So like it's just really hype daily music to listen to. Just the overall vibe I'd say is like uh, I don't know. I really just say trap whenever I tell people to keep it simple. But for people that are like music lovers, I really say that it's an emotional adventure through like my daily life kind of thing.
I love that. I love how you said earlier, like you don't put yourself in a box. Like I think that's super cool, right? And like it really shows your production chops like across the spectrum, but you're making music that's like authentic to you, right? Emotionally in the moment. And it's really cool to trace your journey. So, and look, you're also a DJ, like that's so cool. And so what do you prefer? Like, do you prefer being in the studio as a music producer or do you prefer like performing live as a DJ?
Definitely, I would definitely say so. I love DJing, so don't get me wrong, but I definitely would rather be at home, making music. Like they are really kind of different in the way like when I'm producing, and I'm making music at home, like I'm genuinely doing it for myself, making stuff that I love, that I feel like that I really want to make. And then DJing, I'm performing for others, and there's something cool to say about being able to play my own music out and all the good stuff to people that love my music as well, or maybe have never heard of me. But if I could stay at home and do that, all day, then that's probably what I would do. Low key.
That's awesome. And like, but when you perform live, you must get like a buzz, like that rewarding moment. Say when you play one of your tracks and you're like feeling the bass from those subwoofers. Like, does that then like inspire you to go, hey, I'm gonna go back in the studio and make a new track because like I'm vibing off this energy that I got from the crowd and it's led to a new inspiration or a new idea?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like that's really the best part, like I make a tune. There's been plenty of times where I'll make a tune like the week before I have a show and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put this in the set. And I go and I play it out for the first time and I get a good reception and like it really bangs whenever I play it. I'm like, yo, this is super dope. Go home and a lot of the times after a show, after I'm traveling, like that everything I take from that experience goes back into music. Genuinely, yeah.
It's like a full feedback loop, isn't it? It's so rewarding. But it's interesting that you prefer being a music producer. I can totally get that because you're an artist and you create music. So I totally respect that. So, Caption, rumor has it that you've got a couple of unreleased tracks that you are going to share with us today. Can we play one of them now?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to show you all some stuff. I have this track. It's called Tolls. Recently finished, and it's coming out on a label in maybe not too soon. Not too long from now. Yeah, not too long from now. So yeah.
Dope. Well, let's go. my goodness, dude, that was fire.
Hey, thank you.
Like seriously, it was like I was like looking for like a fire hydrant or something because the bass was like shaking.
I'm happy you like it. Honestly, I'm excited for everybody to check it out. And really, I started that I started for fun. Just I was like, let me see if I can make some, was it like ballet trap, and it turned into that whole experience. So yeah,
Well, thank you for previewing that for us. We feel honored, and it's very exciting. We look forward to seeing it come out. So, congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah, so Caption, as we all know, like we're moving to the next section of the podcast, which is talking about, artist life, right? And so, it's so exhilarating being an artist, but let's also be real and authentic. Being an artist can also, be tough, right? You got lofty pressures such as, producing the music, the content, and then, selling out shows. And so, like for our listeners here at Audius, what has been the biggest challenge for you in your career to date?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Um, so I feel like there's always something new. And once you face a challenge, like especially in something that is when it's music or like a career in music, you got to treat it, like a business. I feel like every time you overcome a challenge, it gets easier. Those things get easier. But overall, I feel like the hardest thing that I feel like I've had to deal with is just the, I've bounced back and forth between being like a full time artist and having to do a job like part time jobs or stuff like that, small gigs. And really, that's probably the hardest thing is like finding ways to really monetize myself and keep myself afloat or thriving in the thing. But like I said, it gets easier and easier with every year that passes. You know, I I find better ways. I play more shows, and it's gotten easier, but it's definitely not for the weak of heart for sure.
Yeah, not for the weak of heart, but it is so rewarding being an artist, and so you've already achieved so much to date, and like it's so impressive, like to see you've released music on labels like such as Deadbeats, Sable Valley, Lowly, and you had like write ups and like this song is sick, and your EDM, like it's so cool. So what are you most proud about in your career to date?
Definitely. So all those are really really dope, and shout out to the Deadbeats team. Shout out to Sable Alley and Lily on all the. They really, they've really done a lot for my career for real. I wouldn't be here without them believing in my project. Um, I'd say what I'm most proud of for real is this last project I released. Speaking of Lowly, I dropped it. It's called Logos. Um, I just dropped it with Lowly, and it seems to be getting some really good reception. So that's probably what I am most proud of for right now.
Yes, that leads me actually to my next question. I was going to say congratulations on your recent EP, like Logos. It's absolute fire. And I was especially gravitated towards the song Eyes Closed. Like it had this cool bass hybrid element. I loved the song Fallen with the drum and bass vibe going on, and then I love the song Nights. It had that cool melodic, serene atmosphere. So yeah, congratulations. The EP is fire. We'd love to know. Can you tell us all about it, like the creative process behind the EP and the collaborating with the artists on it, as well as the whole overall concept?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you again. The project means a lot to me. I worked on it honestly for like what feels like an entire year. It's really like an accumulation of all the sounds that I developed over the last year. And it was fun. It was fun. It's a lot of work putting it together a project. And so like I like to take my time with my music. Sometimes stuff comes out really fast, and sometimes it takes a year to make a project. So that happens. But it was great. Um, overall, like my I didn't really put together the full idea before I had probably a majority of the tracks. The concept logos basically just it's anything that you can believe in. Most people would read it and it's like logos like the Nike logo or something like that, and that's not exactly. It's like the Italian word logos, and it's just really anything that you can find meaning in. Um,
I love
yeah,
that.
and so like
Yeah, and the cover art is dope as well. Like I'm just looking at it, and it's so sick. Like, who made the cover art?
actually it's all of it's AI generated. So I just put together a mood board, and me and the lowly team we got together and just like went through I probably like 50, 60, 70 versions of artwork. And if you check out on like I don't know if it's on Spotify. I have to look again, but on like SoundCloud and Audius, every song has its own artwork. So I chose the vibe for every song with a different artwork. It was really cool.
Yeah, and it's so dope. It totally like fits the vibe like conceptually of the EP. So yeah, it's amazing. And look, we love seeing your music up on the Audius platform. So I'm curious, how did you discover Audius, and also what's your favorite thing about the Audius platform for music artists?
Yeah. I love Audius as well. I've been on Audius since the beginning. Seriously, so shout out Michael. Michael, who he runs Future Collective, and also is like very involved in Audi's team as well. He was my mentor for the longest time. Me and him just bounced back and forth, and honestly, I would not be here today if not for him. He basically told me like when Audi's first started, it was in like the first 3 months whenever it dropped. I got on the wait list, and I was like one of the first 100 people on there, or 1,000 people or something like that. So I've been on Audi's forever. And I love it. My favorite thing about Audius is definitely I find so many gems on there that you wouldn't find on like a Spotify or any other platform, because it just has like people are just able and willing to release kind of whatever they want. So I find like just gems, just those low key underground vibes that you would find back in like 2017 and stuff like that. I find Audius. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel that totally. Those undiscovered gems. And look, shout out to you. Thanks for being like an OG on the Audius platform. And I think it's quite cool because you're also our first guest on the official Audius
Full
podcast. So I
circle.
think that's
Full
really
circle. Love
cool.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And so, look, Caption, do you have any more music coming up or shows that you'd like to plug to our audience here?
Yes, so I definitely have some more tunes coming out. I have this other remix that I'm getting ready to release in the next couple months. It's this track it's a remix for this guy named Beam, a rapper that I'm just really stoked about. That and a few more shows. Right now, I'm kind of just chilling right now, so nothing really to tell you guys about, but you'll see it on social media as soon as I post, for sure.
You heard it here first. You'll see it on social media. This is exciting about the remix.
Yeah, that's remix Beam Win, remixed by myself. Let's do it.
Let's go.
I ain't even finished school, still I had to pay my dues. Pop say, boy, you don't even belong in school. True. Pop said I took an L, now I only do W's. True. When we pop out, we stay 10 toes down on twos. When I pop out, I say da, he say goose. When I ball out, I touch nothing but the hoop. In here dreaming, I ain't got no time for snooze. Ain't no play when we stack them Legos, dude. Mother G and Johnny, man, they need me too. Forgive me, I just wanna win. Forgive me, I don't really know no better. I came down to break it in. Forgive me, Lord, I ain't know no better. I came down to make a print. They ain't tryna see us win. Y'all niggas tryna win. I just wanna win. I just wanna win. I just wanna win. I just wanna win. Head up at the rim. Y'all niggas tryna win. I just tryna win. I just wanna win. Win. I just wanna win. I just wanna win. I just wanna win. Head up at the rim. Y'all niggas tryna win. I just tryna win. I just wanna win. When we pop out, we stay 10 toes down on twos. When I pop out, I say da, he say goose. When I ball out, I touch nothing but the hoop. In here dreaming, I ain't got no time for snooze. Ain't no play when we stack them Legos, dude. Mother G and Johnny, man, they need me too. Tats up on my arm, they sit together, they like best of friends. That's the way I taught the job, I'm inking my residence. I died for mine like I got died for his testament. I know I ain't perfect, Lord, forgive me for my sins. Forgive me, I just wanna win. Forgive me, I don't really know no better. I came down to break it in. Forgive me, Lord, I ain't know no better. I came down to make a print. They ain't tryna see us win. Y'all niggas tryna Way up, drink. Way up. Way up, bad trim. Way up. Take this back. LeBron, Slayer. Money bag season. Playoffs. Can't remember last time I took a day off. Ever since my cousin died, I ain't take a day off. She ain't had an option, I ain't got none.
That was dope. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yo, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I love this one. Honestly, I was like really stoked. I didn't know I was gonna be able to play it on the show, and I really hope people like it because it's the first time you really doing like a serious remix. So yeah, I'm excited to put it out for real.
This is exclusive alpha right here. So look, we're going to our final segment of the podcast today, which is the final segment, which is a rapid fire round of questions for funsies, followed by some golden nugget advice for our Audius community. So are you ready for the rapid fire round?
Let's do it.
All right. Pizza or chocolate?
Oh, definitely. I can't live off chocolate, so pizza. Look.
FL Studios or Ableton Live?
Oh, FL all day, FL baby. Let's go.
Producer or DJ?
Oh yeah, producer for sure.
Rap or drum and bass?
You're gonna do this to me right now. Trap.
Skrillex or Diplo?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go with Skrill Daddy. Skrill Daddy for the win, for sure.
Love it. All right. So now on a more serious note, what advice do you have for upcoming artists, especially in our Audius community, if they're looking to improve their music production skills, book some gigs, and just, release music in general?
So a lot of I could say so much about this. In general, like for music production, stick to your routine. Make music every single day, as much as you can. That 10,000 hours things that we were talking about earlier, like. That's a real thing. So put in the work, put in the time, and you're gonna get better. Don't be afraid to ask friends for help. And getting gigs, doing shows, that comes with time and that comes with effort. But I'd say if you want to really get started and you want to be a DJ as well, save some money, get a controller, start practicing, make some mixes, and then try to find your local promoters that are doing shows, go out to them, reach out to them, and then start there, and then you'll build up over time as your music grows and your platform grows as well. And releasing music, just release the music. Don't hold on to it. Please release that music.
That advice is amazing. Thank you. It's so real, authentic, and helpful. And I love that. Just release it, put it out into the universe.
We need it. The universe needs it, and once you do it, you'll feel that much better about it for real.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Capshun, thank you so much for joining the Audius podcast today. It's super exciting. You're our honorary first guest.
Yo, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's a wrap for Audius's Behind the Beats podcast. If you're already not familiar with Capshun's incredible work, we will drop his social handles and links to his music in the comments and description. Until next time, keep vibing, keep thriving, and keep creating. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.